so proud of. Let's take a look at all the stars who have received the Donostia Award.
Zer esan daiteke Pedro Almodóvar zinema isu ausar, original eta ezin pertsonalagoari buruz. Eta are gehiago kontuan izan da bere zinema artikuluak elkarrizketak oso argigarriak direla zuzendari eta gidoigilea nolakoa den ulertzeko. Zer esan daiteke?
What to say? And then I thought that lots of lovely things have already been said about him, such as, those of us who hope that cinema will continue to be an art, look to Europe and to the European filmmakers. Right now, the most interesting film in New York is Pedro Almodóvar's Talk to Her. Do you know who said that? Woody Allen. I feel safe at Pedro Almodóvar's side. That was Penelope Cruz, and it's not just a throwaway phrase. We actors live with a constant lack of safety. Another one, the bravery shown by Pedro Almodóvar was all of an example. While nonconformists in the North American cinema of the 70s capitulated simply to keep their jobs, Pedro's courage was making a mockery of the calculated concession by all of them. Quentin Tarantino said that great actors and masters of the cinema bow to Pedro Almodóvar. The prestigious MoMA, the New York Museum of Modern Art, has dedicated 2 shows to the director. His films have racked up more than 170 awards and more than 200 nominations. Among them are 2 Oscars with 5 nominations, 5 BAFTAs with 14 nominations, 10 Goyas out of 30 nominations, and 1 Golden Lion. A true feat. He has received the Princess of Asturias Award, has been named Doctor Honoris Causa by universities like Harvard, Oxford, or the one in the land of his birth, Castilla-La Mancha. And do you know where it all started? It was in Calzada de Calatrava, in La Mancha, nor in Madrid of the 80s. No, he started here at the Cinemaldia. This was the first festival to put Pedro Almodóvar under scrutiny on selecting his first movie, Pepe, Lucy, Bomb, and Otras Chicas del Montón. He won an award for its new filmmaker section. It was here, Donostia, that the crew of the movie was able to watch it for the first time on the big screen with an audience. In his second film, Labyrinth of Passions, he came to the official section, and his love affair with Saint-Sebastian has seen him return on many occasions.
Al director de una película polémica que se llama Pedro Almodóvar.
Lo que sí es que soy un nuevo realizador.
¿Y es la primera vez que acudes a un festival internacional?
Sí, sí.
Bueno, las cosas me salen delirantes, pero la verdad es que en mí no hay voluntad de provocación y de escándalo.
¡Uy, madre mía!
Me vais a tener ahí por lo menos 2 horas para vosotros esta noche, ¿eh? Sí, nos vamos ya. Pero la verdad es que el calor del público y... Uy, yo estoy... Ahora para acá. Hola Donosti, ¿cómo estás? Yo te ofrezco mi corazón, mi alma y mi entrepierna. Yo me he hecho director para poder dirigir Al Pacino. Venga, a su majestad Al Pacino. Venga.
Este premio me llega directamente al corazón. Quiero dedicárselo a mi madre, cuya ausencia explica la mía en un día tan significativo como el de la inauguración del Festival de Cine de San Sebastián.
Una vez más, tenemos con nosotros ¡Pedro Almodóvar!
Un hombre que a mí me ha inspirado muchas veces. John Waters.
Thank you.
Woody Allen es de los pocos genios que quedan vivos y en activo. O sea que para mí es un premio poder estar en el escenario con él, aunque sean 5 minutos. Ha llegado el momento de que recibamos, como se merece, a nuestro premio Donostia, Antonio Banderas.
Pedro, por favor.
¿Qué saludo queréis?
Pedro, por favor.
Muy agradecido con Pedro y con Agustín, que me ayudaron y me acompañaron en el proceso de hacer la película.
Estamos muy contentos de nuevo de pisar este escenario con otra película argentina que esperamos que sea la película del año. Entonces tengo que deciros, Bozkatu, película AU.
Bere zinema eta nortasuna paregabeak dira. Eta beste batzuk ausartzen ez diren gauzekin ausartzen da.
Personality are unique
Imaginatu ere egiten ez dituzten gauzak
and have the ability to innovate and dare to
Pedro
go where
Almodóvar
others don't.
es un tesoro de nuestro planeta.
To tell
Y
stories
después
that
de
others
años de
can't
venir
even
al
imagine.
festival, ya
Pedro Almodóvar is a
nadie
global
volverá a
treasure, and after all these years of coming to the festival, people will now ask why Pedro Almodóvar still does not have a Donostia award. Today we welcome him to San Sebastian. After his enormous success in Venice, The Room Next Door, his first movie shot in English in New York. Incidentally, when Almodóvar met Billy Wilder, he told him, Pedro, don't ever come to Hollywood to film. But what Wilder could never have imagined is that Pedro Almodóvar will become bigger than Hollywood. So that finally it is Hollywood which has gone to Pedro Almodóvar. To give him the Donostia Award, please welcome one of the leading actresses of the film, Tilda Swinton.
Good evening. Since Pedro now speaks fluent English, I'm going to speak in my own language, if you forgive me. Pedro, dearest dear, you have enchanted, amused, moved, and kept us company for nearly half a century so far, and there's no fade in sight. Along the trails through the forests of 23 stories, through the landscapes of many more lives, through heartbreak and loss, through passion and poetry, with wit and sauce, with compassion and generosity, according to all the laws of desire. We can rely upon your fellowship and your witness, your commitment to the very highest project of cinema, to the very curve of the road, to the dedication of not looking away. You are in the room next door to us all, and your cinema offers us humane and familial comfort and enlightenment without end. You remind us of the responsibilities of love. It is a profound honor in my life to be able to call you my comrade and my friend. We congratulate you tonight for your unparalleled contribution to world culture, and for inspiring in us such a devoted affection. You have planted in each one of us a garden of treasure. Your work is good for the world. We thank you for it from the bottom of our hearts. You will live forever. We lucky humans, you make it easier to be one in spite of everything. Happy birthday, dearest dear. You deserve all the fireworks. With all my love, your Tilda. And now, we have a film for Pedro.
Buenas noches.
Muchas gracias por venir.
Si os quedáis, yo prometo entreteneros contando la historia de mi vida. No sé por dónde empezar.
Hable con ella.
Me llamo Kika. A también.
Se acabó, ya no hay más. Y ahora, nuestro concurso, elecciones generales.
El tiempo que hace que no me como yo una polla.
Yo creí que los escritores erais más viciosos.
Esos son los buenos.
¡Que le mueva! ¡Está a punto de correrse!
Puntito, ¿no?
No hemos tenido suerte con los hombres ninguna de las tres.
You never loved me. You never loved anyone in your life. Don't say that.
¿Existe alguna posibilidad, por pequeña que sea, de salvar lo nuestro?
Solo matándole conseguiré olvidarle. Tú solo me ofreces muerte. Y la muerte rara vez da la felicidad. Cuando miro a alguna de estas mujeres, siento hacia ellas una enorme gratitud.
Si parezco el hombre elefante.
Tú no eres una mujer. Estoy escribiendo para ti la prota de mi próxima película.
Pero tú sabes actuar. Sé mentir muy bien.
Acción. Sin rodar, mi vida carece de sentido.
El teléfono.
¿Sí?
¡Leo! ¡Cállate, caro de ladilla! Hija mía, me voy al pueblo.
Cuando quieras me llamas. Que yo quiero saber de ti.
Así empezaría la historia.
Estoy embarazada.
Vamos, hija, que estás de parto.
¡Para, pollo, para!
Respira.
Hola, cariño.
Sentir que es un soplo la vida, que 20 años no es nada, que febril la mirada y errante en la sombra.
No sé cómo he podido vivir todos estos años sin ti.
Con el alma aferrada a un dulce recuerdo que lloro otra vez.
En cuanto a mí, yo me quedé en Madrid. Y el cine me salvó.
Las películas hay que terminarlas, aunque sea ciegas.
Claqueta final.
The Premio Donostia
The Donostia Award
2024.
224.
Our Pedro Almodóvar.
Good afternoon.
Muchas gracias,
Thank you so much, President Pedro Sánchez,
por estar aquí
for
apoyando
being
la
here
cultura.
supporting culture.
Y gracias
And
a
thanks
todas las
also to all the
autoridades.
authorities who are with us this afternoon.
Difícil estar
From a very young
mantenerse
an age, I discovered at the
en un
cinema,
momento tan emocionante como este.
it's very difficult for me in such an exciting moment,
pero
but
lo voy a intentar.
I'm going to try to hold myself together.
Muchísimas gracias.
Thank you
Desde que
very
he llegado
much.
ayer,
Since I've come
a
along
San Sebastián,
yesterday to San Sebastian,
realmente,
the truth is
son tantas emociones
there are so many
que casi es
emotions that
imposible
it's practically
realmente,
impossible for me
disfrutarlas
to
sin
enjoy them
romperte.
without falling to pieces.
Muchísimas gracias.
Thank you very much.
Desde las últimas 24 horas
For the last
me habéis
24
demostrado
hours,
un
you've all
amor
shown
que
me
nunca
a love that
he llegado ni a conocer
I'd
ni a
never
de mis sueños.
could have conceived in the best of my dreams. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart.
Desde muy pequeño,
Since I was
descubrí que el
very
cine,
young, I discovered
las
that cinema,
películas,
the movies,
mostraban una realidad
portrayed
que
a
a mí me
reality
parecía
that I
más
felt
real
was
que la
more
que yo
real
vivía
than
en
my
el
life in the town,
y que desde luego
and
yo
that I
preferiría
preferred to live
vivir en
that
esa realidad,
reality,
tener acceso
to
a
have
ella.
access to it.
No sabía cómo.
I didn't know how. I was just a boy.
Pasaron algunos
Time
años.
went by.
Yo no tenía paciencia,
I had no
pero siempre
patience,
esperaba.
but I knew how to wait.
Me vine a Madrid en
I came to Madrid
1970, solo,
alone,
sin un duro,
without a
nadie,
penny. I didn't know
pero con un
anybody,
propósito
but
más
I had a
fuerte que mi
purpose
propia
stronger
voluntad.
than my own willpower.
Estuve 12 años
I
trabajando
worked
en la
at Telefónica for 12
hasta
years
que en
until
1981
in 1981,
pedí mi último
when I
permiso
asked my
sin
last
sueldo
unpaid
para
leave
rodar
to make
Laberinto de Pasiones.
Labyrinth
Y
of
ya no
Passion, and I never went back.
Con esto
In
no
saying
quiero
this, I'm not trying
enfatizar,
to milk the saga
la épica de una larga
of a
espera.
long wait.
Habría esperado
I'd have
2
waited
años
as
que
many
hicieron
years as I had
falta.
to.
Lo que me propongo es
But what I
hablar
propose
de la
is to
historia
talk about
de una pasión.
the story or the tale of a passion, my passion for cinema.
Una pasión que ha
A
dado una
passion
dirección
that
a
has
mi
given
vida
my
y que
life a direction
probablemente
and which
me ha
has
salvado de
probably
muchos
saved me from all sorts of dangers.
El cine me lo ha dado
Cinema
todo.
has given me everything,
Mucho más de lo que
much
me
more
soñé.
than I could have imagined.
A mi edad,
At my age, an award such as the Donostia Award may indicate the end of a path and a reward for having made my way along it. But I don't see it that way. For me, cinema is a blessing
o una maldición.
or a curse.
No intuyo otro tipo
I
de
can't
vida
imagine
que
any other
sin
life than that of
sin
non-stop
pausa.
writing and
He
directing.
pensado cómo no.
I have given thought,
El día que me fallen las ideas,
it goes without saying, to the day that my ideas, my body, or even my mind fail me. When everything fails me, if that day comes, but I hope not,
seguiré
I will continue to make movies.
haciendo malas
Bad movies, I suppose.
pero
But
incluso
I'm even up for doing that,
porque
because the alternative is
el vacío.
nothingness.
Recibo esta
I received this Donostia Award marvelously accompanied by
por mis amigos
my
Kate
two friends, Kate Blanchett and Javier Bardem,
por algo que
for something that is a prize in itself, shooting films. My vocation was and continues to be stronger than myself and everything around me. This is a pleasurable and consensual bleeding dry in which I have always succumbed, even before making Pepe, Lucy and Bomb, which precisely premiered at this festival 44 years ago. Life and the cinema have given me much more than I could ever have dreamt of. In first place, that I've had the privilege of telling stories I wanted to tell, to impose my way of thinking from the fringes without waiting for anyone to give me permission to do it. I don't think I've changed the society we live in, or the city in which nobody is a stranger. I'm referring to Madrid. But when I meet someone who tells me that such and such of my films gave their life a new direction or pushed them to truly embrace it, when somebody tells me that they started studying Spanish for my films or that they've come to Madrid because of my films, I think that this profession is the best in the world and that it was well worth having given into it wholeheartedly. More than ever, cinema is my life, and my life would make no sense without cinema. I have been very lucky to, as I have already said, to have worked with best actors and technicians, and with them I must share this award. This Donostia which goes to El Deseo, to my brother, to Esther, Lola, Barbara, Alberto Iglesias Alcaine, Pepe Salcedo, Teresa, Vaughan, Fernando, Osama, to all of those who make up El Deseo. It goes, of course, to Penelope, to Carmen, the person who truly discovered me. Thank you, Carmen. Maura. It also belongs to Marisa, Cecilia, Chus, my dear Veronica, Julieta, to the other Carmen, Machi, Milena, Rosy, Melina, Victoria, Antonio, Javier, Raúl, Juan Diego. I've had the luck of working with actors and actresses of enormous talent, and I am very, very grateful to them. And in order to finish with the list, of all the actors and actresses that I've worked with, finishing with this marvelous Tilda Swinton, I had to name her, who has taken me by the hand in my first movie in English. If I have offended anyone, I beg them forgiveness, but I couldn't be any other way than who I am. I admit that I haven't tried to be either. As a writer and director, I have tried to make all my characters, even if they live madcap, exaggerated, painful, and sometimes funny stories, very funny and sometimes. I have tried to give all my characters, no matter what their work or social position, absolute moral autonomy. If anything sets my films apart, it is the freedom enjoyed by my characters, which is my own freedom when penning them. My life, both in fiction and reality, is complicated and entails a myriad of dangers. But without freedom, life isn't worth living. I don't know how to end this lengthy speech. I suppose it may sound a bit cheeky, but taking advantage of the power vested in me by this award and this microphone, I would like to give you some advice. Let's do everything possible to make the great tragedies, the everyday plain, the lack of understanding, the lies, the lack of empathy, social injustice, hatred, all the imaginable negative things, let's make them belong to fiction and allow real life to exist fairly in peace and highly entertained by the fictions that will only exist on our screens. I know I'm asking too much, but that's the way I've always been, since I arrived in Madrid in 1970 with the intention of directing movies. Thank you very much for this award, and thank you for hearing me out. Thank you. But we're here for a double prize for us because we've participated in the film The Room Next Door here in San Sebastian, and we're going to see, it's the first time my film is seen in Spain, so you're the first people to be able to see it. For me, it's very important. So when you leave, to see what your reaction has been after you've seen it. Now I'd like to introduce the film. The Room Next Door is my first film in English. It happens in New York and close in Woodstock, but it's the agony of a woman in a world which is also in agony, and the unconditional company of a friend who's prepared to share the last few weeks with her. In a world dominated by hate messages, my film proposes the contrary. Empathy. Empathy is a word that since I arrived yesterday, I haven't stopped hearing it, and even that of death. I was saying that the unconditional accompaniment of a friend who's prepared to share the last few weeks with her in a world which is dominated by messages of hate. My film proposes the opposite, the empathy to accompany and to help, to be next to. That is the strongest feeling than love and maternity, and in many cases, the masculine thing we can do for other people. The room next door narrates the story of the recovery of an old friendship between two friends who meet each other in an intimate and extreme situation. It's a film that talks about the power of accompanying, being next to someone and I'm repeating, when someone asks us and they need it. It talks about life and the possibility of saying farewell. That's the most important message when life offers us unsufferable pain. Solidarity or love towards other people at these times of extreme need are one of the greatest qualities that we human beings have. Once again, I must say that my film, is the answer to all of those messages of hate that we see and we listen to every day. Because never up until the present moment has hate been able to organize itself anonymously, impune. And my film presents a following. I hope it moves you as much as those of us who have made it. The whole cast can't be here. I would like to accompany, apart from Tilda, some of the actors who have participated in the film. Juan Diego Boto, Victoria Luengo, Raúl Arévalo, Belinda Matthews,
No los había visto. Tilda, do you mind us together? Would you like to tell anything to this wonderful audience?
Yes.
Oh?
Eschericasco.
Beste zer gutxi esan dezaket. Almodóvarren
Not much left to say, other than we have the privilege of watching Almodóvar's latest year prior to its premiere. That's all. We will see a trailer, and then all I have to leave, that's left to me is say, good afternoon. Let the festival continue. Thank you.